so much more views and good feedback than my other videos because I do celebrate each and every single view. I value all of you a lot, but my Party Princess training video got so many views and such good feedback, and I got people literally asking me for more videos like this, so I thought I'd make this a series. In today's video, in honor of Valentine's Day, I am going to do the Party Princess training video couples edition. How can you, as a princess performer, interact with your significant other, your prince, or your partner in crime in some of those cases? Now, I do have to give out a little bit of a disclaimer. If you cannot fully perform your own character, let's say for example, I'm going to portray Ariel for example. If I don't know how to fully portray Ariel by myself, please don't try this video until you perfect your own character, because obviously you have to have your character down to the T, so does your partner, so that this couple interaction can work. Now, setting that off to the side for just a second, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at happy.blonde.s. Don't miss out those monthly lives that I do concerning the Party Princess community, in which I answer questions and give feedback and all that kind of fun stuff. But I also do have pictures and behind the scenes over there. And remember that I upload choreographies and dance videos on Tuesdays and Disney videos and Party Princess videos on Fridays. So first off, you need to know what type of couple you're going to be interacting as. There are different types of couples. You have very lovey couples, which are the couples that they seem to not be able to stay away from each other. You have those cute couples that, yes, they have those cute moments, but they also have like a little friendly type of relationship. They're more friends and partners in crimes rather than a couple. And then you have couples that are just simply friends. These are characters, for example, like Maui and Moana, that they are not in a romantic relationship, but they can partner together for events and all that kind of fun stuff. So for the lovey couples, you have the OG princesses. You have Snow White, you have Cinderella, Aurora, Belle, Ariel. You have all those classic princesses, and what you're going to do for those princesses is first off, not be able to stay away from your prince. So obviously you're going to have that leg off to the side and that torso very delicately bent back, and obviously you're going to grab the arm of your significant other and then maybe put this other arm on top of his elbow and or forearm. That is a great pose for pictures, and you can start interacting right over there as well. If you feel a little bit nervous at first, you know, grab onto that person, find that security, find that comfort, and you can start waving and working your way up from there. And you can definitely use this for pictures. That is the classic pose. But keep in mind that in those eras, being a little bit too close was sometimes even not allowed. Think Bridgerton in this case, for example. So the thing that you want to do is that maybe the prince can offer his hand to the princess, and you can put your hand delicately on top. That is great for walking. If you're walking, maybe promenading or entering a party or something like that, you can enter that way. That is how the classic princesses hold hands with their princess. They just put their hand delicately and they use the other to do everything else. I do have to say, for these types of princesses, practice interacting with only just one hand, just in case you're hanging on to that prince for a really long time. You're gonna need that other hand to maybe grab your skirt or do those very oh my god, iconic mannerisms that they do. You can wave, you can blow kisses just with that one hand, so practice those mannerisms as well. In terms of their slang, they are very lovey with each other. They just can't seem to stay away. So if you want to do maybe a photo shoot, you can definitely look towards your prince just like that classic Snow White pose, and just dreamily look at him, and that is going to be just beautiful for those. And they use a lot of pet names. For example, Eric can call Ariel his little guppy or his mermaid, because you know that is a little bit something that you can throw in there. And for Aurora, he can call her my beauty, my rose, all that kind of beautiful stuff. In terms of the girls, you can call them my prince, That is so, so beautiful, and it gives off that beautiful vibe because they are past that stage in which they call each other by their first names. They are more of a pet name kind of relationship, to like, for my opinion. Moving on to those cute couples. Cute couples, as I said, are couples that can be a little bit lovey, but they do have movements and mannerisms of their own, and they act as friends and partners in crime more than anything. For couples like this, you have Jasmine, you have Pocahontas, you have Rapunzel, you can have Tiana, you have Anna, all of those other princesses that do not fall into that lovey category. So for example, if you're working Rapunzel, you can easily grab this pose right over here that is a classic Rapunzel pose, and he can do a back-to-back with you. Flynn can do a back-to-back with you, and that is going to look so, so beautiful for pictures. Same thing as Anna. If Anna can do like this, then Kristoff in this case can do a back-to-back with her. In terms of Jasmine, let's say that if you are doing this classic forward Jasmine pose, he can do a back-to-back. Maybe it's gonna be like a side-to-side, but those classic photo pictures are amazing. In terms of how you're going to act with your prince, these princesses, they don't have that formality of grabbing onto their partner's hand or going like this, like we're in the Regency era or that kind of fun stuff. They just simply hold hands. You're gonna see, and I see this a lot in Rapunzel and Eugene, and I'm gonna reference them a lot because I'm friends mainly with Rapunzel, so that's the character that I do study the most, and she is my favorite princess. So I see a lot of times that Rapunzel and Eugene are walking and they just like swing their little arms all together, and maybe they stop, they grab onto each other's arms and go back, and then maybe you can go back to that hand waving and those kisses and all that kind of fun stuff with that just one hand, because again, you do need to practice everything with just one hand if you're holding hands with a prince, whether it is in the OG way or if it's in the modern I'm gonna hold your hand type of way. So another thing that you can do for these princesses is find the things that they are iconic for, little movements. For example, Anna is the iconic, he's gonna carry her and turn her around and swoop her away. I'm gonna insert a clip right over here from the Frozen sing-along show over at Hollywood Studios. But for Rapunzel, he grabs her by her waist and she puts her arms on his shoulder and just pushes up, and he can twirl her just like that. Again, inserting a clip of them right over here so you get the idea. You're gonna have those movements. For Jasmine and Aladdin, it's gonna be so cute that maybe she can lift up her arms for maybe a picture or a show or something, and he is going to help her lift her arms, sort of like in that magic carpet ride. He's gonna help her fly to her dream and all that kind of cute stuff. So again, find those classic mannerisms and movements, but you know that you don't have to be so OG for those, because those characters, think of them like best friends. They are characters that they really got to know their significant other before taking that leap of, you know, telling them that they love them. So they were friends before they were even a couple. Jasmine and Aladdin are kind of a little bit wonky on that sense because they got to know each other in different ways, but you kind of get the image. Mulan doesn't fall into this category, and I will talk about why in just a second, but she could at times be in this category for other people. For me, she just doesn't, but again, you can have that proper like Mulan wave with Shang, and then she can, you know, grab onto his arms, maybe not the full, you know, going into the arm kind of thing, but maybe just putting your hands on his forearm and maybe the bicep kind of situation, and that is also going to be a great pose for Mulan. In terms of their slang, these characters, they love to give each other nicknames based off on their names. For example, Aladdin can call Jasmine Jazz. For Rapunzel, you guys know that Eugene says Punzi or Blondie or Raps. He doesn't say Raps most of the time because that is a Cassandra nickname, but if it slips right over there, you know it's good. Just stick to Blondie mostly because that is the pet name that he has for her most of the time. And obviously for Rapunzel, always call him Eugene. For Anna and Kristoff, they talk about they talk to each other based on first name situations. They're not really that my love, my prince type of princess like the OG ones. So stick to first names, and if you find a cute little pet name that doesn't look that that it doesn't look that lovey-lovey, definitely stick it over in there as well. Finally, talking about the princesses who don't have prince, but they can work with partners. This goes for Elsa if you're working maybe with Olaf, or if you're just working with Anna, or you're working with the entire gang. This goes for Moana and Maui as well. I believe Raya, which is going to be our newest princess, is going to work on this category as well. And I believe that's it for the modern girls, and some of you might include Mulan, and here's why I talk about the fact that Mulan is a little bit iffy on both. Mulan and Shang's relationship is really, really formal, but it doesn't go into the lovey-lovey type of thing. This is due to the cultural aspect. So for Mulan and Shang, I do highly recommend looking into the Chinese culture, what is accepted and what is not, what is proper and what is not, and obviously look at them, whether it is in Disney shows or in their movies, and see how they interact with each other. Because you can see them from afar and you think that they're just best friends, but you really need to look closely to see that they, are a couple. So that's why I include them in this category as well. For these characters, you just simply need to study the type of relationship that they have with the partner that they're going to be working with. For example, with Moana and Maui, you can definitely do this type of pose for her. And instead of being like a back-to-back with like Rapunzel, for example, because that back-to-back signifies that I got your back, you know, I'm protecting you, I'm watching over you. But if you do it the other way and he's crossing his arms towards you, it's that, yes, we're allies, we're partners in crime in this type of situation, but we're not romantically affiliated. So you have that. In terms of nicknames, you can definitely use first names, obviously, and you can mess around here and there. Try and find those little nicknames that you can give the other character that they don't symbolize romanticism, obviously, but they play around. Moana and Maui are bothering each other the whole time, so that also works out as well. If you're working with a princess, like two princesses together, whether it is Anna and Elsa, or maybe you have Tiana and Charlotte and Lottie working together, definitely embody your character first and find that common ground with your other partner where both personalities meet, because usually these personalities are opposite. For example, for Elsa, she is reserved and Anna is the very outgoing and spicy one. So that mixture works really, really well, but you both need to know your characters firsthand. Obviously, Elsa and Anna can call each other sisters, and that is a beautiful thing to do and interact, because it gives the characters more credibility, more integrity in this whole scenario and situation. Now, overall, those are very basic tips and tricks for all of you, but I do highly recommend, first off, studying those characters and their type of relationships. Second off, get to know the partner that you're going to be working with. Whether you are a lovey couple, you're a cute couple, or you're just simply partners in crime as friends. Get to know the character and the partner, like the performer you're going to be working with, because this has happened to me so much in the past. I remember that I was once working a party with Elsa, and I had Anna with me for the birthday party. It was a birthday party for two twins, and they started asking a lot of things. And for example, if I said something, I looked over at Anna and we had that little glance, that little gesture that signified, follow me, go with the flow, go with the story that I'm telling. And that is good feedback to have. If you're working with a partner, have that little gesture to signify to them, go with the flow with me. If you're working with Snow White, this could be a good gesture. Or if you're working with Cinderella, that nod is going to be a good gesture. Find that gesture that both of you know that that's the gesture for, hey, we're creating a story for this little child, follow along and try to keep up with me. And also have a gesture for when you really can't keep up with the story at all. It sometimes happens. It has never happened to me, really, because I deeply study my characters, and if you know your character front and back, this shouldn't happen, but sometimes we do get nervous or situations happen. Have that little gesture to know that your partner needs to save you from a certain situation, whether it is interacting by yourselves or with a child. You know, the thing about partnering is that you both gotta help each other out on the floor. Know when your partner is in trouble, know when you need to save your partner, and know when you're protecting your partner. If you are a male performer and you're working as a prince, be aware of your princess. You know, that protectiveness, sometimes, you know, lingering behind her a little bit and just seeing her interact with kids, but being present there gives off that, yes, I care about her, I am here watching over her. So that is something, that is another tip that I can give you all. Overall, every single couple is different, and of course there are more couples. For example, Meg and Hercules fall under the cute couples category. If you are going for Jane and Tarzan, I believe that they are in between, sort of like Mulan, whether they can fall in the cute category, but they can also fall in the partners in crime type of scenario, because they actually were friends before they became romantically affiliated. If you're not sticking to Disney, Thumbelina, for example, and Prince Cornelius are a very, very lovey couple. They fall into that lovey-dovey couple category. So yeah, you have those types of different Disney couples that are also part of the performing world, in case you were wondering for some of those. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. Before I leave, I do have to do a little shameless plug. Find this shirt over at my boutique, Pixie Dusted Boutique. You're going to find that at pixiedustedpr.com. You're going to see all of our collections. This is part of the Disney Bound collection. Each shirt is hand-painted with a lot of love and magic for your success and enjoyment over at the Disney parks, or just simply lounging at home like me when you kind of want to go to the parks and you kind of want that Disney vibe, but it's like you live on an island. I live in Puerto Rico, so I'm really, really far from the parks. When I want to have that Disney feel, I just pop one of my shirts in and they go amazing with everything, and they are sold in all sizes and unisex designs, so every single family member or significant other can wear them as well. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click that like button before you go to let me know that you love these Party Princess training videos. Happy Blonde signing off, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!